Hi, my name is Sarah Saldana, and today's date is February 8th, 2018, and in this video I'm going to be doing biochemical testing for carbohydrate fermentation using both S. epidermis and S. cerevisiae. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and lower this so you can see what I have here. I've got 2 pipettes soaking in alcohol. I already had 6 Durham test tubes soaking in alcohol. I'm just letting those dry. And I have a total of 6 phenol red broths, but in this video I'm only going to show the 3 for S. epidermis, and then I have each labeled with which substance I'm going to put inside. So I've got glucose, mannitol, and fructose. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to sterilize the lips of these phenol broths. There we go. Leave that there. And then I'll be putting the glucose, fructose, and mannitol, half of it, inside. We're going to save the other halves for the S. cerevisiae samples. So here I'm starting with the number 1 S. epidermis glucose. I'm just going to go ahead and sterilize this lip. Just running it through the flame. There we go. And so glucose, got my glucose vial here. Going to be careful to only put half. Maybe a little bit more. There we go, that's about half. I'm going to flame the lip again, just go ahead and sterilize it. There we go. Now I can close this. I'm going to shake it until all that dissolves. There we go. Now I can do vial number 2. This is going to be fructose. Just running the lip through the flame. There we go. Here's my fructose. Fructose is a little hard to break up. Alright, so same thing. Only going to use half of the fructose. There we go. And then, oh, almost forgot. Flaming this again, disinfecting, making sure nothing, we're not going to see any other type of microorganisms in this sample. There we go. Shaking that again, making sure it all dissolves. I'll let that sit over here. Yep, all the powder is already dissolved in the glucose one. Alright, and last but not least, we've got number 3, just for the mannitol. There we go. Alright, so just half of this sample. Maybe just a little bit more. We want to portion it so that we have enough for the S. cerevisiae tubes. I'll go ahead and push it in a little more. There we go. Just a final sterilization for this lip. Alright, there we go. So I'm going to let this one dissolve completely. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this phenol red S. epidermis glucose, and I'm going to place one of the Durham test tubes inside, upside down. So I want the opening of it to be facing down. Careful to slide that in. I'm going to try and dry off this pipette and use it to just push it in a little more. I want it kind of at the bottom. There we go. All right. Oh, actually, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the S. epidermis. I'm going to go ahead and sterilize this lip. I'm going to be placing 4 droplets into this sample. So drying that off. There we go. So again, careful not to touch this lip. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now I'll sterilize this again, and then we're going to be done with this sample here. Awesome. So glucose is done. That'll incubate for 12 hours. Now we'll do fructose. Sterilize the lip again. Fructose is already dissolved. We're going to place this in there. There we go. Using the same pipette with S. epidermis. We're going to do 4 drops again. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. Go ahead and sterilize this. Awesome. Now we can close that up. And lastly, with the mannitol, which is already dissolved, sterilize it one more time. We'll place the Durham test tube inverted, upside down, back inside, and then again, we'll grab some S. epidermis. 4 drops. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Can get rid of this pipette here. Don't need that anymore. We'll sterilize this the final time now that it has the bacterium inside. Like I said before, these phenol red broths will be incubating for 12 hours before I go ahead and take another look. All right, so now I'm about to do the same procedure, but for the S. cerevisiae phenol red broths and bacterium. Hi, my name is Sarah Saldana, and today's date is February 11th, 2018. And in this video, I am going to go over the results for this week's lab, which was biochemical testing carbohydrate fermentation. So, the first one I'm going to go over is sample number 1, S. epidermis glucose. Here, there's no presence of bubbles and no real change in color, so for this sample, it is a non-fermenter. The next number 1 sample I have is S. cerevisiae glucose. Here we can see there was a change in color, so it is a fermenter, but there was no presence of bubbles in the Durham test tube. So fermenter, but no presence of any gas being produced. The next one I have is S. cerevisiae fructose. So for this one, you can see there was a slight change of color. There's still a little bit of phenol red up at the top, but for the most part, it did change colors. So it is a fermenter. The acidic solution slightly changed. And then the next, number 2, S. epidermis fructose. It is a fermenter. There was gas production. You can see presence of bubbles there in the Durham tube. So the bubbles are what indicates the presence of gas during fermentation. And the third sample we have is S. cerevisiae mannitol. This one, not only is there no visible change in the phenol red solution, but there's no presence of bubbles. So this one is a non-fermenter. Again, that's S. cerevisiae, sample number 3, mannitol. And then the last one we have, sample number 3, S. epidermis mannitol. Here we can see it's a fermenter with gas production. There's bubbles there in the tube, so there was presence of gas there. And that's for S. epidermis mannitol.